Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in. Check out your boy, P-Funk. Thinking right out here in the lab, but I'm in the book, and I'm deep in the book. We getting there. I'm gonna give you a little breakdown of the Trinity, and then I'm gonna give you a little breakdown of what we know to be the third eye. It ain't what you think it is. Let's talk about it. Let's go. Rightism, 25 rule to live by. Storytelling, story with a message. There's a message in my stories for life. I give you life lessons. You tune in and receiving them. I appreciate you. You got a good thing going. Let's do what we do. Right thinking mission is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinking way of life through mental and spiritual discipline. Practice daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of reaching spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission that all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal is to know thyself. See where we're going with this? Let's get there together. So I asked the question, do you know you? You will when I get through. That's what I do. It's rhetorical, but if you don't have the answer for yourself, tune in. I got you. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple, but you can teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows that they know, knows not that they know, is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm your spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself and to my God be true. You see this here picture, right thinkers? Let's talk about the Trinity from the Christian and Indian perspective. I'm gonna throw mine in on the side, give you my take on that concept. But and then I'm gonna break down the third eye. We call it the pineal gland, but we're gonna get to the pineal gland also, and it is, but we call it the third eye. But it's really something else, a whole lot more than just the third eye. That's my point. Okay, everybody know the Trinity. Everybody know the breakdown of the word God. Everybody know this is Trinity. This is the Christian Trinity. This is God, the Father. The dove is the Spirit. Okay, I'm just breaking it down. I ain't got no time to go back and forth what I think, what I feel. Ain't about that. I'm teaching their perspective. This is it. And Jesus is the Son of God. That's the body. Okay, I guess Father. I don't even know Son, Holy Ghost. Well, I don't know what that is, but I'm gonna do the best I could with it from your perspective. That's not mine. But this is the Indians' concept. They got Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. And if you see here, Brahma got three faces. Okay, God is always seen in the Trinity. In Egypt, Amun Ra Ptah. Okay, that's the concept the Indians had it also. The Christians, the Roman Catholics didn't adopt that philosophy. Came up with their own. And what color are these people? Okay, Shiva is blue. Okay, this little throw that in there for you. But this is all esoteric teaching to teach you about God, your higher self. Everybody, every religion goal is to get you to know God for yourself. I'm doing the same thing with my philosophy. It's the same thing. But everybody got their different perspective. And it's okay. Why? I don't have to agree with this. I don't have to, but I understand it. That's not a problem. God, the generator, Father. They call him Father. The operator, that's the Spirit. They call it the Holy Spirit. And the Son, that's us in the flesh. But they say just Jesus. No, we all the same thing. That's how I got an issue with that philosophy. Okay, it don't pan out to make sense. If I'm gonna follow your philosophy, it's gonna have to lead me somewhere to the end where it makes sense. This makes no sense, so I don't associate with that. Okay, I ain't got a problem who do. That's their thing. I ain't got a problem. Best friends and my friends are Christians. I don't follow their philosophy. Love them, good people. But their philosophy, they live to be died. But that's what they do. They love it. They believe in it. So when people have their own, that if you representing Christianity and you're being blessed, who am I to say you worship the wrong God? Who am I to say my God better than your God? If you're getting blessed, whatever God you serving, you should keep serving them. That's what I do. And I don't care what nobody say about your religion. I got the God that I serve in my philosophy, and I'm doing fine with that. So I don't have no argument with what somebody else is doing, for real. Okay? Just trying to break it down. Everybody have a choice. Your belief is a choice. In India, they had Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva, and they all broke down. Brahma was the mind. Hello. Amen, the hidden one, same thing. The soul is Vishnu. They use a dove. Shiva is the body. Everybody presents God concepts in their own way for their own culture and their own time. I'm good with that. Moving on. That's just the concept, and I understand. Let me give you mine from Egypt. We had Amun, Ra, Ptah, and we all know that. Amun represents the hidden spirit. That's Holy Spirit is supposed to be, so I don't get that. Amun is the hidden spirit. Ra is the visible. Ptah is the physical. So we had it broken down. We had our philosophy. We had our concept. They got this. It's different than ours. Don't mean it don't work. Don't mean it ain't good. Simple as that. Moving on. Now let's get to what I like to talk about. That little thing we call the third eye. Pineal gland. It's a whole lot more than what we think. Let's find out. The third eye is also referred to as the pineal gland. I gave you the three wise men concept. It's part of the third eye. Okay. The third eye pineal gland is the wise man. Why? It's the mind's eye. That's why. That's why. Watch this. And what it sees is a whole lot what we don't have a clue about. So let me try to break it down a little bit better. I got a whole page of information. We're going to go through this. It's going to be good. All right. This is information. You can't get it in school. Why? Ain't no teacher. You got to get a book because they put it in the book, and you got to do what I'm doing. Go for yourself. Learn it, understand it, and see where it leads you. With understanding, do it make sense? That's the bottom line. When you get done, it should have some information that makes sense to you. If not, dispense it. Don't even waste your time. Okay? Moving on. Now, the single eye is called the mind's eye. The single eye is the center of the brain. The pineal gland, which encapsulates pure consciousness. And if you understand, I'm telling you my concept of God. God is spirit and consciousness. He gives us the spirit here, and he gives us the consciousness here. When you put those two together, heart, mind, coherence, I got a concept that I came up with. I call it heart, mind, coherence. When the heart and the mind is one, that's God connected with himself. That's you becoming what? One with God. I just gave you that lesson. So again, these are all methods and techniques and philosophical concepts to get you to know yourself and God. That's it. I ain't got no special. I ain't trying to do the hope. No, just to get you to think and understand who you are so you can live better. My life is fine. Why? I live under a philosophy that works for me. I don't concern myself with a whole bunch of other stuff that I don't control. First of all, everybody worrying about stuff I don't control. I got nothing to do with the White House. I got nothing to do with what's going on with nothing in the world other than my life. Focus on that and you'll be fine. That's all I'm saying. That's my advice. Life advice. I'm here to give you life advice. That ain't a bunch of nonsense. Okay, I ain't trying to gaslight you or shoot you up. I'm not your motivational speaker. No, I'm here to teach. Your pineal gland, which is pure consciousness, that's the God connection. I tell you all the time, that's God's transmitter. You open the pineal gland, you got easy access to God. That's the Akashic record concept. And everybody got a concept for it. I got mine, and I've studied 30 years. I got a concept of my own. I don't force it nobody, but I break it down and hope you understand it. But it's just a concept. It's mine. But the pineal gland, all kind, it is a common, mistake. What do you say? It's a common mistake to what? Interpret the pineal gland as possessing all the mystical qualities that's associated with the third eye. See? Now the plot thickens. Now we might learn something. What do you mean? The gland itself is not the literal third eye. See? Well, when somebody's presenting something to you, you just listen, take in, understand, and then in the end, when it don't make sense, now you question. Moving on. Enlightenment means to turn the light on something that you didn't know about. I'm giving you information you wasn't privy to before I gave it to you. That's enlightening you. That's my job. That's what I'm here to do. My mission is to enlighten you. To who? You. Because you obviously don't know you. My job to help you with that. No offense. But rather it serves, again, this is the function, as a reflection or a symbol of the organ in the body. The eye is the reflection. I told you, when your spirit goes to God, it's going to see God face to face. Why? Because that's you. That essence of who you really are. When your body, which is represented by a falcon. So just put this right quick. This is the spirit. Everybody has it. Eternity represents, you carry eternity. When you become conscious after death, your mind goes into your consciousness. It's one. That's God. This is you reflecting yourself. Your third eye is looking at its own consciousness in what? In heaven. When you go back to become one with God, that's the concept. Everybody got one. That's powers. I'm trying to help you, Lord, and break it down for you. I'm big on third eye. Why? I understand. I've been studying for 30 years. I understand what it is. I want to try to get it across to you, and He's laying the foundation for me to do that from a better perspective. I ain't got to use all it. Got to bring it all the way down. No, He's taking care of that. I just do the rest. All right. He got the outline. I fill it in. That's my job. I'm loving this book. All right. This is teaching. This is the teacher's manual, and I'm using it as such. Now, the true power, listen, of your pineal gland, it lies in its spiritual counterpart. Who is that? Pituitary gland. Not, watch this, not the physical one, okay? But the true third eye, not these eyes. The true third eye isn't, watch this, visible to regular sight. The nervous system ain't visible to natural sight. Why? It's inside the body. It's internal. Well, how do you know about it? There you want to understand. How do you know what's inside the body? They should tell you. They knew. They understood. Watch this. But it can be perceived by clairvoyance, giving you sight into the future. Seeing things that, how do I know that? Yeah, I've been doing it for years. I've figured out what it works, how it works. So this thing right here is the most sophisticated machinery known to man. And it don't come with instruction, but you have instruct us in life as experience to help you along. Those two things should put you where you need to be. A lot of times it don't do, so people got to keep reincarnating. That's the cycle. But let's talk about the clairvoyance and the power of this thing we call the third eye. As a colorful aura, our body, our heart gives off an aura that goes around us. And they do. I see people now, what color is your aura? They tell you what kind of person you are, from red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and violet, purple. This is all about understanding, seeing things from a different perspective internally. Everything ain't external. This ain't all the information. No. Everything is inside. All right. But it's an aura that glows around the gland. Okay? Glowing with what? Electric light. That's the light in the darkness. The eye, they call the eye because it's not open. You can't see. It's not visible. But when you tap into that pineal gland, you tickle that thing, you open up a whole new world. That's called enlightenment. That's your own personal enlightenment. It only happens when you do it. I can't do it for you. I got to have my own, just like you got to have your own. They tell you right there. They show you the Ba, which is the spirit. That's the falcon. And it goes back home if it knows who it is. You can't come home to a stranger's house. I need to know who you are. Okay? If I don't know you, you're a stranger. Get out. Okay? But that's the concept of heaven. And the Christians took it for that aspect and went another way. But they had a lady called H.P. Blavatsky. And she was a scientist early 1900s. And she states that the brain's perceptive organ exists in the aura of the pineal gland. Now, the pineal gland, a little crystal, we can get to that in a minute. But they break it down, they understand it. That's a bad man. And I done gave 2 lessons, and nobody gave a damn about them. But that's because your understanding and your knowledge of that ain't there. So you need to study and Google pineal gland, third eye, whatever you want to call it. But this aura responds to what? Vibration. God is known by energy, frequency, and vibrations, the end result, that what's going to make it be visible to the naked eye. The high vibration don't see. Lower vibration becomes matter. When you fall from high spiritual vibration, lower vibration, we become human beings. From spirit to matter, and from human beings, our spirit got to go back home if we what? Enlighten it. Let it know who's here. Remember who we are. A lot of us, we're born with amnesia. We're born not knowing. The goal before you die is to know. I'm just doing my job, doing my part. Okay. But vibration can only be felt. Not seen, not heard. It only can be felt. So it's only transmitted through feelings. That's how God get the message. That's how Accept got God's real name through what? The vibration. Him giving it to it that way, because it can't be given in one other way. It got to be experienced. That's what God is all about. Okay, right there, where we at. But can only be felt, the vibration. Not seen in living individuals when thinking a constant vibration. What that does, it causes what they call the aura. A clairvoyant can perceive up to 7 scales of light in the brain, ranging from dim to bright, from red to violet. They telling you the 7, whenever you hear 7, 7 is the chakra system. Okay? It is very important. It ain't just, it's just, no. You need to understand how that thing works. Why? Your health and everything concerned by the chakras. Okay? There's 7 of them, and you got to open them up and going up the spine. The serpent is your spinal column. The movement of it is your cerebral spinal fluid, the Christ oil that pushes it up. Then it comes down. Another eye. I gave that story already. I love making it, but I'm past that. Another lesson. We here with the third eye. Now, your third eye see what? In rays, in realms, in colors. Scale from red to the spectrum. From red to purple, moving on. But it sees that. It can't see nothing. How can it see that? That's what they call it the eye, because it sees. Okay? Again, in technicolor or spiritual color, whatever you want to call it. But how to activate the third eye. That's the goal for right thinking philosophy. That's the goal for religion, to get you to activate what? Your God consciousness. That's the third eye. That's where God dwells in man, other than the heart. He's here and he's here. Spirit and consciousness. Is that hard to understand? Am I making sense? Do you understand the things I'm coming out my mouth? I'm just trying to teach you philosophy. Let's go. I'm having fun. I hope you're learning. As humans, to activate your third eye, as humans, we are a combination, again, of what? Spirit and matter, the body. But the consciousness is the third part. Spirit, matter, and consciousness. Heart, mind, and spirit. Again, we know that. Watch this. Spirit and matter is the physical body. And to establish a genuine connection with our mind and spirit. Hello, mind and spirit. Spirit and mind. They got to what? Connect. Make the marriage. It's called the royal marriage. When your heart and mind becomes one, now you are whole. Why? Your thinking and your feeling is as one. They're not confused. One ain't thinking this, and other one feeling that. That's the difference. Okay? When you are out of sync, when you are confused, you can't make good decisions for yourself. You can't think right. Okay? So it's crucial to balance all 3 aspects of ourselves. Feet don't fail me now. But this is teaching. Getting the point across. Hope it's understood. And the person who is hearing it can now implement it and practice it. That's my purpose. And for example, right there, if your body is in poor condition, poor health. Health is the foundation for good life, a long life. Why? The body deteriorates if it's not in good health. Something's going wrong in the body, so it's breaking down. That's what we got doctors for. But it can impact one's spirit. Yeah, okay. To connect with our inner vision, that third eye, there you go. What happened? It recommended to detoxify your pineal gland. Well, I know it's the calcify. Oh yeah, it's something that they're doing that hurts the pineal gland. Watch this. That's what they call it, the eye. When the eye get cold in the eye, it clumps up. You can't see. Okay, stuff like that. That's the concept. But one method is to consume a single fruit of your choice. Mine would probably be watermelon. Okay, for a week. Yeah, I eat it every day. I eat it every day. Okay, so yeah, I got that concept. And what happened? This will while incorporating detoxification of one calcified pineal gland, herbs like cayenne pepper. I'm a fan of cayenne pepper. Okay, I got my own, and I've been eating that all my life. I've been eating cayenne pepper all my life. Okay, they call us dragon people because my mom cooked with cayenne pepper, and our food had a little kick. Everybody said that it was natural to me, so I didn't see it, I didn't recognize it, but I heard it. But man, y'all food be hot. No, it's just spicy. No, y'all have hot. Yeah, everybody ain't good with pepper. I understand. But another one, garlic. I can't stand the garlic. I can't stand garlic. I thought it was a vampire. Why? I like garlic. Okay, some things you don't like, but If it's good for you, you got to stomach it. Like they say, everything that's good for you ain't good to you. Okay, that's another philosophy. You got CMOS. I've been working on with that. And research suggests that fluoride, that stuff that's in our toothpaste, that stuff that we brush our teeth with every day, fluoride can lead to calcification of one's pineal gland. And this is another reason why that other guy don't see God the way we do. If you can treat people the way he done us in slavery time, you're not a godly person. A godly person, I was in a power position where I could do anything I wanted to do to somebody if I wanted to. Every now and then I exercise that way. But I had a line that my humanity. Certain things, if I don't want it done to me, I'm not going to do it to you. I had that philosophy when I was a drug dealer. So I didn't do stuff to people that I didn't think was cool. Taking advantage of them. Oh, I didn't do that. He was that dude. That wasn't my thing. Okay, when I seen it done, I didn't like it. So I didn't practice that. Okay, you got the choice to do what you want to do and not do. Don't say you did it because he did it. No, that didn't gonna work. Okay, but that man, because his pineal gland is so calcified, he ain't spiritual at all. He ain't godly at all. Look at the stuff that he do. Everything he do is devilish. Another lesson. Let me get back to this so I can go on for him. That's I need the book and I need structure. Why? If I just start going, I'm just keep going. I ain't gonna stop. So the person who's gonna interview me, you better have some boundaries. Why? Because I have none. All right. I use them to teach, but when I'm talking, I have none. That's why. Okay. But what happens is the pineal gland is weakened, okay, to calcification, where the connection, the true connection with God, fluoride is commonly found in what? Tap water, toothpaste, and in all processed foods. So it's best to avoid those things. And if you can't, you can still spiritually open up the pineal gland, okay, by living, doing, and being. That's the internal work that you can put in that helps it. But when it's calcified, you ain't even thinking on them terms. You think about me, I, getting, having, okay, material. That's material mindset. To get, to accumulate, to have. He loved that. That was his thing. Moving on. But you want to avoid stuff that calcifies your pineal gland. That's the lesson. Let me wrap this up. Ooh, Lord. The main purpose of daily meditation. I didn't say meditation. No. Everybody say meditation. No. I'm making a point. I'm a practicing yogi for over 12 years. And I'm telling you, daily meditation, without that, you ain't talking to God. You BSing. Trust me. When you put that effort in every day, he recognized that. Consistency. Okay, he's big on that. All right. But the purpose of daily meditation is to activate the pineal gland. That's how I got mine open. That's how I know that. I get excited. Sorry about that. That's what I know a long time ago. And I've been working with that thing, and it's the best thing going. For yourself. For yourself. Why? That's God's connection. That's the connection to God. My pastor talks to God every day. He don't have a clue about pineal gland. My mother-in-law is the most perfect, licensed person you can know. She know nothing about my eye. So you can live it, do it. They don't even know what the hell it is, but we can define it. That's what I do by studying. I know these things. And they're all real and true. Why? I know people who experience them. Not just from the book. I live this. Okay? Trust me. And the pineal gland, when you establish that connection with God, that's called Akashic Records. Again, a symbolic concept of you having access to anything you need to know. Well, I'm rolling right now, but I got to calm down early in the morning. It's 4:44 to be exact. All right, this is what I do. And the authentic, your pineal gland is the connection with what we call the authentic cosmic self, God, which is located at the center of your brain. Like the pyramids, center of the earth. Okay? The pineal gland is all symbolism. It's all symbolic. It's all about you. I'm going to make that real clear as we keep going through this lesson. I love this book. This is wisdom. This is breaking it down. So those who've already done it, this is what they know. I do. That's what I can tell you. This guy made my job easy. I don't have to explain all the little details that he break down. I just want to be able to break it to you and give it to you what understand like the preacher do the Bible. Okay? This is my Bible now. Now, proper daily meditation will lead one to have what? Your mystical experience. Whoa! Whoa! I teach that concept. That's my philosophy. So to knowing that I'm not reaching in some stuff. No, this is what I've been doing for 30 years. I'm glad somebody else can help me out with it. So now let's go. I love this. When your mystical experience in religion, you learn the myth, 3 steps. You learn the myth, you practice the ritual, and it will happen. The mystical part that's the internal part that happens when you put the work in. Such a tingling sensation where in the head and the body. I get goosebumps. When I make this spiritual connection with somebody, I get goosebumps. I tell them, yo, we just made a connection. Why? I just had a spiritual orgasm. Okay, the results of the orgasm is the pleasure, and that when you make a spiritual connection, you feel a certain, your body, it's in the body senses. Why? Because the mind is sitting it down to make the body feel good. Okay, that dopamine, that feel good feeling, that's what pineal gland puts you in position because the pituitary gland and the thalamus works together. That's the 3 wise men. All of this is information that I've learned over the years. If somebody actually put in a book and to present it this way, I'm in hog heaven right now. Let me wrap this up for you right quick. All right, I got more for you. Let me get this out the way. All right, but now, the daily meditation, when done right, it would lead you to have your own connection, mystical experience. That's becoming one with God. That's the deal. Such as your tingling sensation, for me, it's the goosebumps. And it's a sense of what? Holiness, just a good feeling, lightness, and even having what we call an out-of-body experience. I don't need my body to go where I go. I don't need you from the neck up. Keep the body. Why? In your head, we don't need the body. That's why. In heaven, we don't need the physical body. In the astral plane, the mental plane, the spiritual level, physical body don't mean nothing. Okay? It's the vehicle in which the spirit uses to live in the physical world. That's why we're spiritual beings having a human experience. The physical body is the vehicle for the spirit to have an experience. This is all old stuff. I feel like I'm teaching a new class. No, we way past that. Let me go. Let me get to this out. Where attention is directed, where your mind, you are what you think and believe you are. Why? Because your attention, when it's directed, your energy flows and the mind serves as the guide for energy. Let your conscience be your guide. Hello? But if you're ignorant and you calcify pineal gland, you ain't guided by your conscience, you guided by the ego. During daily meditation, your focus, your attention is on what? The center of one's mind, aka the pineal gland. Ding, 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 third eye. This can be achieved daily, but in both what? Mentally and concentrating on the mind and physically. There you go. How? By aligning the eyes with the center of the forehead. When practicing, the goal is to channel all your energy and all your awareness to one's brain, to the center, where maintaining a rhythmic breathing and stillness. Again, all meditation, comfortable position. You're going to be there for a minute. Get comfortable. I'm not doing a lotus position. I sit straight up. Okay. And I focus. Those are things you can do. And breathing is important. We think we can breathe. You do that, you're going to hyperventilate. Why? You're pushing too much oxygen to the brain too fast so they can't handle it. That's why breathing techniques will slow the heart rate down, slow the body down to where it's even killed now. And the mind can do what it does. Go off into other places. Astral projections. Okay. Send the mind out. This is this concept. Okay. Sorry about that. I like the visual. The dot in the circle. The first sign for God was a dot in the circle. The circle is God. The dot is you. Pineal gland. That's what we're trying to talk about. That represents the pineal gland, the center of the brain. Sorry. I'm thinking you already know all this stuff, so I'm talking to you like this is academic. But no, like my man said, elementary, dear Watson. Okay. If you are a right thinker who's been following me, this is element. If not, this is all new to you. So let me help you out. Let me get through. During ensuring a comfortable position first is essential to one's meditating. Often involves long periods of time of sitting again. But to begin, you find a comfortable position. Inhale through one's nose. Exhale through the mouth. That's the breathing technique that you want to get. That rhythm. Inhaling through the nose. Exhaling through the mouth. Inhale. That's a controlled breathing. Now, your mind is getting oxygen, but it ain't flooded with boom, all of a sudden you doing that. If that's what you're doing, you're not breathing right. The technique you're doing is wrong. Okay, it should not make you dizzy. okay, with closed eyes. That's the whole focus. These eyes, you don't need them. You don't need these. Close them. Why? I don't need to see out here. That's why they close the eyes. Everything has been done in here, internal. Okay, the temple where God dwells, with not built with human hands. That's Him inside your brain. The two things that Jesus is in between, that's the hemisphere of your brain. Jesus is the dot in the circle. We all symbolically missed the boat on that one. I'm trying to break it down for you. I'm having fun doing that. I know a lot of stuff. Y'all ain't caught this stuff, but I'm gonna catch it. I catch it all. Like my man say, like shortstop, I catch everything. And love the double play. Let's go. Where we at? Now, ensuring a good position to sit in, to meditate in, close your eyes, focus your attention on the center of your brain. That's the pineal gland. That's the dot in the circle. That's the dot in the circle. That's my meditation program. I'm teaching how to follow the dot. The dot is the pineal gland. Okay. And watch this. Your eyebrows is in the center of the head. When you practice, start with 10 minutes to 30-minute intervals. It don't make a difference how long you meditate. The idea is that you had that communication with God. The length of that you can determine that. I don't pray but a few minutes. I don't need no 10, 15 minutes to pray. I ain't got that much to say to God personally, but I do a lot of listening. That's why I meditate. Okay. And 30 minutes is a long time. That's a long time to do nothing but meditate. And the longer the practice, the deeper the connection you can establish for yourself. Again, I know how long I need. I don't have to change the trance like 45 minutes to an hour in meditation. No, I got other things to do. I got life to live, so I can't dedicate that much time to that. I put it in my living situation. Okay, it's the first thing I do in the day. Get out the way. Okay, well, I got to talk to God. Start my day. That's just me. Y'all say pray. I say meditate. What's the difference? I don't know, but I'm saying I don't do a bunch of praying. Praying is you talking. Meditating is you listening. Oh, Lord, let me get this out the way. Let me wrap it up. Back to the last one. The sun corresponds with your pineal gland. And that thing's in the middle of your brain. How the hell do we get like? Which is why there's an ancient practice that we call, you ready for this? I do it every day. And I had no idea. Okay? Called sun gazing. I look into the sun every day and take my meditation mode for 5 or 10 minutes every day when I can see the sun. Right in the back of my heart, I got my little spot. Again, these are practices that you do routinely. You can't do it once or twice and say, oh, I meditate. No, you don't. But it's called sun gazing. Soaking in the sun, letting the rays come into the head. And I do that every day, eyes closed. The sun is the primary source of energy, life for our brain also. Did you know that? And this energy enters in our bodies. How? Through the eyes, okay? But they're closed. When you open the sun, you can't look at the sun. Why? You got to shade your eyes and you can't handle it. That's why they burn the retinas. But sun gazing is an ancient method to receive this essential energy inside the body. When you engage in sun gazing, y'all call it sun tanning. y'all ain't gazing, y'all let the sun burn you up. For extended periods of time, you will feel a sensation where? In the center of your brain. How many of y'all had that sensation? How do y'all don't know what excuse me. So in order for you to have it, you have to know it. And if you didn't know it and you had it, you wouldn't know what it was when it happened. That's why that deep sleep, when you go meet God, when I tell you, you die, you practice to death, that's what's going to happen when you die. If you're conscious, you go to Him. If not, you can come back here. That's all. But the sensations from the center of the brain, when you're sun gazing, it goes in through you. And which interferes what? Which intensifies the longer you do it. Okay? Now, I'm not going to be standing up in the sun for hours. No, I ain't doing that. But the sun rays can assist in what? Decalcifying and activating one's pineal gland. Akhenaten knew that. His whole thing was sun was it. The sun was it. The sun rays. And he knew that, so he was a sage. So he understood the philosophy and the concept, but he just made the sun it. Nothing else. So you can call him the heretic, but he was the monotheist God. He took all the guys and made one, the sun, Atum. All right. But for beginners, for you, it's recommended, and this is one closing out on, to start sun gazing when the sun's rays are weak, such as during sunset or at sunrise. I catch them in the morning. As you gain experience and understand them, now you can safely practice sun gazing anytime you want. It's something that you control how it goes for you. Everybody control their own understanding whether they learn it. That's my point. That's my lesson. Hope you enjoyed it. Oh, I'll be back. We just getting started, right? Thinkers in closing. May you all live to be 100. Me, 100 miles a day. So I never know my right thinkers who understand the Christian Trinity and the Indian Trinity and the third eye have passed away. I'll be right back with some more.